Hello and welcome to our show. We're so glad you joined us today. We're For the Love of Animals, coming to you from Paducah, Kentucky. I'm Darlene Pickford.
And I'm Greg Bauer, and we want to tell our viewers about a couple of upcoming shows.
Okay.
A Christmas show,
right,
and also one on hunting dogs. And also just mention a couple of past shows that viewers might be interested in. One on companion birds and one on the Paducah Dog Park.
And they are both good shows.
Yes.
And incidentally, the show that's going to be done by hunting dogs is going to be done by a woman.
Mm-hmm.
How about that for Kentucky Wonder, okay?
Well, what do we have on tap for today, Darlene?
Well, we had so many dogs barking about the dog park. I heard some meows in the background. So today, we're going to do something for the cats. We're going to tell you about our local cat habitat that we're very proud of. Introduce our guest, Greg.
Be happy to. We have with us today Leslie Hannan, who is the director of the McCracken County Animal Shelter, not to be confused with the McCracken County Humane Society. They're two completely separate organizations. And Leslie, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today.
Well, and thank you for having me.
Yes, we're glad to have you. Well, we'll start off. Tell us about your fur family.
Well, at my house I have two daughters and a son. We started out with a poodle. My husband said he could not believe we had a poodle, but we had that, and her name was Lucky. And then we added Miley to the group. Miley's a little toy poodle, and then my son was feeling left out, so we had just added a lab puppy to our family. So he is trying to play with the poodles, and it's a lot of chaos at our house.
Are they getting along?
They are, but it's just funny, he doesn't realize that he's twice their size, and he trees them a lot on the couch.
I understand. And now with your position as being director of the shelter, you're going to find that maybe your fur family may grow, so we warn you about that because it can easily happen.
Well, I'm waiting for the day that the cats start appearing at my house too,
Oh, well, so. I'm sure that a cat soon will claim you.
I'm sure.
Well, listen, tell us briefly about your duties and responsibilities as a director.
Well, there's a lot to say going on with the shelter. We are in charge of making sure that any dogs that come in have a looked over medically, make sure that they're physically healthy, any needs that they need to be looked at. We get that done for them, make sure that they have a nice place to sleep and lay down, keep their environment just more, because it's overwhelming for them to come in to a shelter with a lot of animals that they've never seen before.
Absolutely.
So we just try to keep them calm and comfortable and hope that they get adopted soon.
Right, and the same for the cats, right?
That's right, that's right.
And behind that, there's all the administrative duties and the adoption events and the calendar, and I mean, it's an endless list, isn't it?
That's right, that's just strictly what I was talking about with the animals, with the dogs and the cats, but yes, there's the volunteers. We have a wonderful group of volunteers that help us organize so many events for adoption, and they are a big part of our adoption process, because they come and take the cats and the dogs out to different areas so that people don't have to actually come to the shelter to see them.
Okay. Now understand you brought two little guests with us. Would you show us our first little guest?
I will.
And tell us about this little special animal?
This is Wonder.
Wonder, okay.
And it's been with us at the shelter.
Wonder.
Come here, Wonder. See ya. Come on, have a seat.
Oh, she's a beauty.
Yes.
And here we can put Wonder in a kitty bed.
Awesome, awesome. What do you think there?
And she's, what, not even 6 months old?
She's less than a year old. She's just purring away. She's very happy to get out. Yep, she's one that, a lot of people take a look at her when she comes in because she's such a special color.
She's a miniature version of our cat named Max. And Max is long-haired, still that beautiful color. Now this one looks particularly easygoing, and well, you want to come over and visit? Well, you just come over and visit.
She's going to check it all out.
You're going to check it out? Well, you just come on. This is your show. Her fur. You're getting good care. I can tell that. Yes.
We try to get a lot of brushing, and combing in, because not only it feels good to them.
Oh, yes.
And it gives them some stimulation.
Yes. Okay. Well, you are a beauty. Yes. And any particular reason why her name is Wonder?
Wonder, we just...
she is a wonder.
She is a wonder. That's
Aww.
right. She's been at the shelter with us since August.
Since
20th.
August.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So she...
okay.
She's going to wander around. How about that?
Would you like to come and visit with me for a minute? Would
There
you cuddle
you
with
go.
me? Would you cuddle with me? Okay. All right. Oh, aren't you? Oh, yes, I see. You are a sweetheart. Wonder, we do hope, you know, you're turning your, there you go. People get a picture of that sweet face of yours. We hope that it will be wonderful when you get a permanent home. But, oh, she is just a purr.
Yes, she is. She
Oh,
is.
goodness, they're taking mighty good care of you. Now, how many dogs and how many cats do you have at our shelter?
We are about 71 dogs is
Uh-huh.
what we have right now, which is actually a lower number,
Is it?
thankfully,
Ooh.
than we've had. We've had almost up to 90 before,
Ooh.
so which makes it too crowded
Oh,
for
yes,
the dogs.
right.
Yeah.
But we were very lucky. We had a big adoption event. We were able to on one Saturday adopt 10 animals out.
That's
Wonderful.
amazing.
And
And
how
so
many cats do you have?
The
currently?
cats, we have about 35 cats.
35 cats. And how's
Actually-
the adoption going for cats?
Cats are good. We have adopted 6 cats out this month.
Wonderful.
But you know, the cats never seem to move as quickly as the dogs, so that's why it's so special that you all have chosen to do a cat program.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Well,
there's just as many cat people out there as dog people, I think.
yeah, but you know, statistically, it's proven that more cats are given up to shelters than dogs. Apparently, their behavior is not tolerated as much as a dog, and we understand you have to tolerate both.
Right.
I think part of it is that I remember the old sign I saw: a dog looks at you as family, a cat looks at you as staff.
You're right.
But now this one, I mean, we just look at her, how easily she's going.
Yes.
So that means that she is, yeah, there, get your face out there for people to see. Well, you are a wonder, and we do wish you the best, sweetheart. So, there, yes, you are nice. You want to go to Greg?
Come here. Come here, Wander.
Okay,
That's right.
okay, there she is. So,
That's what she wants to do, just lay around in somebody's lap and just be loved. So.
yes. Well, she is definitely pretty, and she's healthy. She's active. We can tell she's getting very, very good care.
Well, thank you. We do try, that's for sure.
Well, that's what's important. So, yes. Well, shelter life is hard, not only on dogs but also on cats, because we know they have to be kept in cages. And who would like to be in a little small box with your bathroom right there and everything? So, with any animal, shelter life is hard.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
She's found a good spot there, hasn't she?
I'll tell you,
She likes the men.
Uh-huh.
Look at her there.
Maybe Greg will just decide to take this one home.
That would make 11, and I'm not sure
That
about
would make
that.
we have our own zoo at home.
But she is a little
Oh,
sweetheart.
yes, she is a
Yeah.
sweetheart. Well, Greg, why don't
Okay.
we tell them about another little sweetheart, and let's go to a transition now about a happy tale named Ginger Sue.
No, Callie.
Okay,
Callie.
Callie, excuse me.
And she was a interesting shelter case, and so I think our viewers will enjoy listening to this wonderful story about Callie.
Callie is an 11-year-old female cat with beautiful calico markings. Darlene Pigford found her at Project Hope No-Kill Humane Society in Metropolis, Illinois. She was suffering from a broken hip because she had been mistreated by a bunch of kids. Unfortunately, charges of animal cruelty were never brought against those kids, and so Callie never received justice from her injuries. A vet set her hip, and Callie gradually recovered and hoped for a forever happy home. At this point, Darlene decided to take her home to live with some other shelter cats and Greg, her husband. Callie quickly adapted to the new surroundings and is now a part of Greg and Darlene's fur family. She loves to chew on plants and cut flowers and always has her nose into whatever sack of groceries is brought into the kitchen. She loves treats and is always looking for them. Thanks, Greg and Darlene, for giving another cat a forever home.
We hope you enjoyed that story about Callie. She's truly been a member of our family and has recovered very, very well from that broken hip, and she's just a little pistol around the house, a beautiful calico.
Yeah, and even though she was abused, like all of that, being drop kicked as a football, unbelievably, she's perfectly normal now, and she's a little bit of a mountain goat. I have to watch her with my flowers, but she is quite an addition, and she was a shelter cat. Well,
speaking of shelters,
yes.
Leslie, how can we get more information? How can our viewers get more information about the McCracken County Animal Shelter?
Well, we are located at 455 County Park Road.
Okay.
A lot of people aren't familiar with the road, but if you say the soccer fields or juvenile detention, we're right there beside that. Our driveway runs right down that road.
And your telephone number?
Telephone number is 448, excuse me, 1570. We're open 9 to 3 every day except Sunday. And we say 3 o'clock, but there's very many times that if someone says they're on their way, I'll be glad to wait for them, because I hate for anybody to miss the opportunity just because of work and whatever reasons.
That's very
thoughtful. So if they just let me know.
Well, for our viewers, we have our first little shelter kitty from McCracken County Shelter, and this is Wonder. Yeah, and over here, our second one is
actually a male, but we call him Baby Doll because he's so sweet.
Oh, Baby Doll.
He is a baby doll. Yes, he is.
Goodness.
Oh, bless you.
There was a sneeze.
Well, besides these two, there are many other animals that are at your shelter that are for adoption, and as you can see, our viewers can see, they all look just as sweet and just as in good shape as these two that we have on the show. In
That's
fact,
right.
They are gorgeous. Well, these two are just loving it up, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Everyone's going to be jealous when they go back and tell them where they got to go.
Well, we understand that you recently acquired a new building. In fact, I think we have a picture of it when it came right out of the box, specifically designed for cats, and it's called the Cat Habitat.
That's
Describe it for our viewers.
Well, we were very fortunate that enough people in the community were interested in the cats that they needed to have their own place, because when I first started at the shelter, the cats didn't have near the space, and they were in the office with me. So with the Cat Habitat, we're able to have their own, you know, it's got a play yard, which I think was unusual.
Completely screened in, right?
Completely screened in, so that they can get out while they're cleaning their cages. They get out and can get some sunshine, get some exercise. We try to, you know, make sure everybody gets out there every day.
Oh,
so
really?
that they're not just confined.
Wow, how nice.
Some probably get to stay a little longer than others, depending on how they behave once they're out there. We have to watch and make sure the girls stay with the girls and the boys stay with the boys, of course.
We understand. All right, that's very important in the shelter,
in the
right?
shelter,
Until
yes.
everybody gets spayed and neutered, right?
Which we are working hard on.
Okay. Well, now tell us about cleaning the environment. What's your schedule?
Every morning, I have 2 part-time people that are able to work with me, and then we have 5 inmates that come from the McCracken County Jail. They allow us to come out, and they are awesome workers for us. They do a lot of everything we need. I usually have my part-time help go out with at least one inmate in the mornings, and they go through all the cages, make sure they check them out first to see if there's any illness.
Right.
If anybody's not feeling good today, they make a note of that so that we can let our vet know. Our vet, by the way, is Dr. Mark Brooking, and he's he's very good. We just give him a call, and he shows right up and tends to them as they need to be.
All right. Well, now that's very important, because you know there are a lot of shelters that have no vet care.
Right.
I mean, and those that have a little, somebody has to transport the animals to see the vet.
Right.
So the fact that you have the vet coming in on a regular basis is just awesome. I mean, that is the way it should be, but that isn't the way it has been in a lot of things. So I don't know who or how you got a vet, but I think it's a wonderful program. And to keep the animals healthy, it's hard to do when they're in large numbers, right?
Yes, that's right, because even, you know, if you have 2 or 3 and you're afraid they're contagious, it's not like that you can just, you know, you don't want to expose each one to what the other one may or may not have. So
That's right. You have a quarantine area for cats when a new one comes in, right?
yes, we have a. It's not to what standards we would like it to be. We're a work in progress.
Right.
We're hoping to get another whole
We understand.
different section
Right.
that they can go in. We have a quarantine space.
Right.
We have the regular cats here, and the quarantines are over in the corner,
Right.
so that they're away from everybody else.
Yeah.
And I understand you have a little small clinic area.
We do. Dr. Tim Davis and Reba Davis, they were very generous in donating all the equipment that we needed to have, so that we're
how
able to do
wonderful.
spade and neutering on site
On
there at the
site?
shelter.
Oh, how wonderful.
So that's what Dr. Mark has been able to take advantage of that, and it's got, it doesn't have an x-ray. It's just basic, enough for surgery. Has the sanitizers and things that you need to keep everything clean.
Well, but that's the way, it's the little problems that become big ones when they're not attended to.
That's right.
And that's very important. And like in cleaning, you were telling me about your schedule. You clean these cages daily, is that right?
Every day. And they get fresh litter every day, which I think is a very good thing, because we did used to try to just scoop and use, but it's just if we use smaller amounts of litter, they can dump that completely, clean those, sanitize those boxes properly, and then just put fresh litter in. And so it makes it, because a lot of cats tend to want to even just hang out in their litter boxes,
exactly.
and relax. So at least it's clean when they start.
Well, I just think that is two wonderful features. One, that you have vet care on site, and secondly, that you're making an extraordinary effort to keep the cat habitat clean. I think that is just wonderful. So, and these two kitties that we can see right here, just look how content they are.
Yes.
But I think they'd probably be more content if they had their own personalized cage with a forever home, though.
That's right. They need their own sofa so they can sit on the couch and watch TV with somebody.
And I see that Wander over here is just looking at that camera, and baby doll.
Baby doll's just looking around, isn't he?
Yeah, see,
Yes, he is.
I'm going to take this more into view around here.
He's a little bit younger than Wonder, so I think he's still a little more curious.
Yeah, yes, we can tell. This one is just hanging out over here. So, well, they are just having a good time. So, really good. Well, I'm just very impressed with the start. Now, on your play area, it's completely enclosed, right?
It is. It is. It's caged all the way around, and then a roof on top so that they can't get out. It's permanently affixed to the cat habitat itself, and we have a like garage door opener, so we can just pull that up, and so they can go out and roam free, and even throughout the cat habitat itself when they're out and about. And then at night we would need some toys.
Right.
We're working on that, trying to get them some scratch, poles and some carpet and stuff out there that they can. But so far, they haven't seemed like they've missed even that too much.
Just being out of the cage. Just being out of the cage is very, very healthy for them. So.
Yes. Then we don't have to worry about anybody getting out. So, in fact, we have a sign on the door oftentimes: "Be careful when you come in. The cats may be at play."
Not maybe, are at play.
That's right.
At play.
That's right.
Well, I tell you, we're just learning an awful lot this afternoon about
Yes,
the
we are.
McCracken County Animal Shelter, and we want to stop and take another quick break for just a couple seconds on the story about Ginger Sue.
Another shelter cat.
Yes, she is something else, and you viewers will enjoy listening to her story. Give a listen.
Ginger Sue is a 10-year-old tortoiseshell female minx cat. When her breed was developed, someone had the bright idea that minx cats did not need a tail. What is a cat without a tail? Well, anyway, she was living at Project Hope No Kill Humane Society in Metropolis, Illinois, waiting for a forever home. But she had lost her left eye from an infection, so she had 2 strikes against her. Then, one day, Darlene Pigford came to do some work at the shelter. This was her chance. She came back several times, and each time Ginger, her name at the time, would climb up the side of the cage and meow, saying, "Notice me." Finally, one day Darlene decided that Ginger should go home with her. When Greg Bauer saw Ginger, he agreed that she should stay. He said that every cat in Kentucky should have a double name, so he named her Ginger Sue. Both Darlene and Greg say that Ginger Sue's mood changes like the weather. She's the original curious cat and likes to get into everything that she can. Thanks to Darlene and Greg, she has a happy forever home.
We hope you enjoyed that little happy tale about Ginger Sue. I think the thing that's most fascinating is that she has no tail, but that's the part of her breed, the minx.
The minx.
And
she did lose an eye in the shelter.
She's a little character. So, and Leslie, you know, anytime we have a shelter like this, it has to have a start. So we want to give special thanks to County Executive Judge Van Newberry and the Fiscal Court of McCracken County. And what would you like to add to that?
Absolutely. They really took the lead at a time when a lead needed to be taken. The city, of course, has came on board in the meantime.
Good.
Without both of those groups together, we would not be near to the point that we are at this point. And we hope that they continue to work so well together that we can move forward, because we've got a lot of inspiration there.
Yes.
Yes, we're very, very proud of all the things that we're learning here today on the show, and we really do thank our public officials, our county officials, for taking the lead on this and continuing to take the lead, not only with financial support and moral support too, right?
Right. Because without them, we couldn't. You know, you can ask all day long, but sometimes it just takes their lead to get things done.
To get the ball rolling.
That's right.
For example, this cat habitat that is now a part of the shelter.
Yes.
Yeah. Usually cats are sometimes the second-class citizens in a shelter, but we're learning in Paducah, Kentucky, they are not a second-class citizen. They're up there with the dogs, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. They need just as much love and care.
That's exactly right. However, even with all of this support, we know probably the shelter cats are in need of things. What donations would you like to tell the public that you need specifically for the cats right now?
Well, for the cats, we could always use, you know, the kitten food, cat food, litter, especially with changing the litter boxes daily. We tend to go through a lot of litter.
I bet you do, okay.
We could have some, right now what we've got is some plastic, you know, the food, water dishes, food and water
plastic,
that everyone tends to use because they were more reasonable at the time.
Oh, absolutely.
What I would hope for in the future is they have the little clasp on food and water containers that are stainless steel.
Or either ceramic would be.
Yes, so that they can't turn them over quite as easy. And that was an advantage with the plastic because there's a more so stable, but in the small confined area, if they do much playing at all, they have a tendency to want to turn those bowls over.
Right, and also when it comes to keeping respiratory problems down, it's easier to really disinfect and clean ceramic or stainless steel. Plastic just sometimes retains.
Absolutely. It's hard to get rid of those germs sometimes once they get down in there.
Yes, that's real happy.
And of course, one of the other things that they all would want to have are toys.
Absolutely. We have this wonderful, you know, outdoor play yard. I would love to see the day when they have so many activities out there that you're not sure where the cats are when you look out there because you know they're having fun. But yes, if anyone wanted to donate some items for that, that's probably something that would be very useful.
Yeah. What kind of toys would be best for them?
We have those hanging toys, you know, that you can hang in that way in the when they're in the cages. That gives them some entertainment. As far as outside, you know, some cubicles where they can climb up in and around.
Now these are outdoor and might get wet, so you'd have to watch.
You would have to keep that in reason. But of course, we could always, if they weren't permanently fixed, we could get those in the evenings. So with this big sliding door, that helps.
Okay, well let's start off. Washable kitty beds, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This one's for Wonder.
Oh,
okay.
Thank
and this
you.
one is for
Baby doll.
Baby doll. And speaking of dishes.
Oh, you have some.
Oh, this
awesome.
one. These are for Wonder. Now these are kind of small.
Yes.
But they let me know if they need to be larger.
I think those will be fine with the cages that we have.
And they are heavy. And then here are the stainless steel. And notice when it has a slant, it's easier for the cat to get into it. Also, these are much easier to clean.
Yes,
Okay.
and with this lip that has around the bottom, less likely for turning over.
Yeah, exactly right,
So
in small
it's-
spaces.
And
Now-
if every cat had one of these in there, I mean, we use towels and whatever that we can use in there to keep them warm, but these would be awesome.
Okay, we got some hanging toys
all
here, but I don't
right.
want to run us out of time. You have to be careful that you don't have metal safety pin-like features
Right.
with the animals. So.
Right.
But just with donations, we want to make sure that the public understands that you also need help as volunteers, right?
Yes.
Tell
yes.
us what you need.
I never turn a volunteer away. I have people call and say, "Do you take volunteers?" I say, "Yes, don't wait for me to call you. You come. If you see you have an hour or you have 2 hours and you want to come, we'll show you around and we can find you something to do. If nothing else, just hold and pet a cat, take a dog for a walk, play with the cats out in the play yard. Just brush a cat. I mean, you can see how they just like to be held."
You can tell with these two.
That's right.
You know, if you just played with them and brushed them, that would make for a much happier and contented cat.
Yes.
And of course, the other thing that you also need are people to adopt.
Oh, yes.
Yes, people to adopt, foster.
A happy forever home for each of the animals.
Right,
there in
and
the
if
shelter.
people wanted to call, I would love to have a list with too many people with names for fosters, because occasionally we have these cats that come in and maybe they're already expecting. Well, we
Yes.
don't want a mama cat to have her babies in the shelter. So
Yeah.
if we could have people that would even offer to foster that cat until her babies came and get weaned, that would be very helpful.
Well, we do know that cats are special and they massage the heart.
Yes.
As you can see in this picture, that was made by Lourdes Spencer, who was our photographer for all of these wonderful snapshots that you've seen of these cats. And it's just terrible, Greg, we're running out of time.
Well.
So we just have to ask you very briefly, what summary point do you want our viewers to remember about the cat habitat?
The cat habitat, I just want you all to know that without the fiscal court and the judge, all these things, and the volunteers, helpful things to do, we couldn't have put all this together.
Right. And it would be nice not even to have a shelter, so we need to work on adoptions,
Adoptions always.
right? Okay.
And
Leslie, thank you so much for joining us
Yes.
today and bringing these two lovely cats. We hope they get adopted
well,
really soon.
Unfortunately, if we didn't have as many, they probably would go home
Oh,
with
I
us.
know, I know.
Well, thank you all for having me and for making this a spotlight, because I think the cats don't ever get the limelight
No,
sometimes.
they don't get the limelight.
So it's awesome. Very good. Thank you.
You're
Well-
welcome. Well, Darlene, I guess we're going
Ready?
to have to close it down again.
Oh, yes, it's
And we want to tell our viewers what we tell you every time. Give your pet a little extra love today
And every day.
See you next time.
bye.